thank you to the Home Depot for sponsoring this video. A couple of years ago, we went to Iceland, and Michael took some incredible photos up on a glacier that I've been meaning to enlarge on canvas ever since. And today's the day. I used the scale to fit setting during the printing process, so after I had this, I went back with a measuring tape to measure exactly how large the finished image was. And I'll take a second now to say that you can do this same process with pretty much any sized canvas. I'm going to be mounting this on 1/2-inch plywood, so I did a little bit of math to figure out new dimensions that would be this same size, but then minus a 1/2-inch border going all the way around. And then I hopped over to the wood shop to cut my plywood down to size. So to recap, the plywood should be a slightly smaller rectangle than the finished images. And then I took a second to admire this photo again because I really love this one and I'd only ever seen this one on a screen. And now it's time to mount the two together. I started by sketching on the back side of the canvas where each of the 4 corners of the image are. And at this point, I made sure that I had staples on hand that were not going to go through my plywood. The first 3 staples were sitting a bit above the surface of my plywood, so I went in and adjusted my depth setting. Let's try that. Something else unique about this tool that I've never seen in a crown stapler anyway is that it also has a rapid fire mode. Okay, so now I'm gonna come over here. Once I got the first couple staples into each edge, really focusing on getting tension on the canvas, I could switch to this mode and efficiently get a lot of staples in there so it was secure. And the corners I'm doing kind of like wrapping a present. I'm also choosing to eliminate some of the bulk from the corners with the knife so that my staples will lay nice and flat. This is the very last edge, so I want to make sure I'm getting a lot of tension on the canvas so it's nice and smooth. So I'm actually going to put one in the middle to start, then do my outer corners, and then fill in for this edge. Make sure it's nice and tight. I was getting used to the rapid fire on this side, so it's looking a little crazy. So I'm just gonna go in with some pliers.
And what?
Huh? And pull them out. Ooh. I think that looks really sleek. You could absolutely be done right here and put some hanging hardware on this and get this up on a wall. It looks really sleek. It's did an amazing job with this, but I'm actually gonna add one last step. All right, I'm hopping over to my laser cutter because I love my laser cutter, but you do not need one of these. You can accomplish the very same thing with a wide range of tools. I'm just cutting out a rectangle that's the same size as my canvas with a rectangular hole inside of it. gonna sit on the back side of the canvas and cover up the canvas edges. If I were to do this again, I probably would have made the rectangle just a little bit smaller than my canvas size, but this absolutely worked and was good enough to go ahead with and give a quick and dirty paint job. And staple into place. Also at this point, I was pretty well acclimated to the stapler, and I gotta say, 10 out of 10. It actually has a really nice feel to it that's on there. In addition to hiding the edges of the canvas, I cut the center out of this so that when I put my hanging hardware on the back of this, it'll sit more flush when it's hanging on the wall. Also, I know this paint job is looking rough. I did it outside on a really cold day, but it's on the back. Really, the most important thing is that I wanted it to be dark like this, and that is all I had to say about that. This process resulted in a slim but very durable feel that I'm loving for this photo. It also almost floats up against the wall. I can't wait to do this process for more photography throughout my home with the couple of tweaks that I've mentioned along the way. Done. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.